Hello and welcome to another Scottish mountain walking guide. For today's walk I'm going to climb Seana Bhràigh, a longer walk with a total distance of 29.5 kilometres and 1,262 metres of ascent. It is expected to take around 9.5 hours to walk. Navigation can be tricky. There are pathless sections, and along these sections there are very few clear defining features. There is no scrambling, and there is extreme exposure with a vertical drop on the northeastern edge of the summit. You do not need to go right to the very edge, so you can keep away from the drop. As always, I show the full route in time-lapse, and I include turn-by-turn commentary and panoramic views from along the walk. Parking is free. There is a 6-foot 10-inch height restriction. You can fit around 15 vehicles in the car park and 3 vans at the side of the road at the entrance to the car park. It's around 4 hours drive from both Glasgow and Edinburgh. From the car park, you head back out the entrance to the car park and through the gate that's directly on your right hand side. You then follow the gravel track. It will soon bend to the left and start heading east. You'll cross through a gate at the entrance to the forest, and then you want to go straight on at the first junction, then straight on again at the next junction. This takes you down and you cross the river on the road bridge. At the next junction you're going to follow the track up on the left hand side, and then just round the corner there is another junction and a small cairn, and once again you follow the left hand track. The going starts to get a bit steeper here as you make your way up and out of the woodland. You'll then go through another gate, and then from here you'll follow a clear path, and this takes you to the stream here. You cross the stream and then follow the path that goes up the left hand side alongside the stream. That path continues on and it's clear and easy to follow, and it takes you up to the right hand side of the Bíleach ahead. As you come to the next stream you're going to bend to the right and then cross on the left just before the lock in here. This path continues easterly on the left hand side of the valley ahead, and then it starts to rise up on the left hand side, and it will bring you all the way up to this point here as you cross the 745 metre altitude contour line that you can see. And up to this point the path has been very clear and easy to follow. For the next 1.5 kilometres things are a bit more difficult. The ground is very wet and marshy, and the path is faint or even non-existent. There are a number of small cairns which are easier to spot on the return trip when they're against the skyline, but as you're descending down the slope ahead, sometimes they're not so easy to spot. You're heading east to start with, and when you get to these two little lock-ins, and when I was there the one on the left hand side was completely dry. But when you get to these two lock-ins, you're going to then start heading northeast. You'll come to this ridge line here. On my walk, I was slightly further north, and so there's a steep drop off, and you can't just go straight ahead and descend down there. So you'll follow this sort of steep edge round to your right hand side, and then you'll find the path where it descends down through it. And it's not a big descent at this point, and it's easy to follow the path down through this sort of craggy section. From here you're going to head northeast, and it takes you to the rim of this large corrie. Once you get to the rim of the large corrie, there is a clear path that you can follow for about the next 300 metres or so, and you're going to start gradually heading north. Once you've got beyond the path, it starts to get very wet and mushy again. You'll see on the route I continued to head north and up and over this first top, and that was to take me to the next large corrie and for the views that you get from there. From that point, once you got to there, you turn left and head northwest. You descend a little bit, and then you're going to climb up the final short section to the summit. I was very surprised by how close to the edge and how steep and vertical a drop there is on the northeast side. From the summit, you retrace your steps back down to the Bíleach here, and then you can head more directly south and skip around that first top that I ascended. This will take you back to the large corrie, and from there you retrace your steps heading southwest. Navigation I found to be easier on the return trip. The cairns were easier to spot against the skyline, and it did seem that there were more cairns on the return trip. Once you get back to this point at the 745 metre altitude line, you then have a clear and fairly easy walk back. There are no steep sections to descend, it's just a long walk out. Once you get back to the forest, you're almost heading straight at all the junctions ahead. There's just a slight right hand at this first junction, and then it's straight back to the car park. Good morning, it's 7 AM. I'm just outside the car park for the start of today's walk. You can see there's a maximum height of 6 foot 10 inches. My van won't fit under there, so I've had to park just outside the car park at the side of the road. From here, we go through that gate there on the left hand side of the car park and follow the It's a forestry track that goes up into the woods over there. At this junction here, you just go straight ahead, keeping to the right hand side. Once again we go straight on, this time it's down to the left. Today's walk crosses quite a few streams and rivers, so I don't think there'll be any difficulty getting a drink when you need it. At this junction I'm going up to the left. You'll just pass this little bit of wall and a post. Straight ahead takes you up to Ben Jerrig. I'll put a link to that video up in the top. There's a small cairn here indicating we want to keep to the left, go up this steeper, rougher track. Not the nice easy path there. You can see all the way back down to the car park. Just leaving the woodland area now. Forecast today is to be bright sunshine pretty much all day, so I'm enjoying a nice cool start. We're just going to turn up to the right in a moment. I think the next time I do Ben Jerrig, that circuit, I would take that forestry track up to the centre of the screen there and then go up that ridge line there and then walk all the way along the ridge to the summit. I think that would be quite a nice walk. The midges are coming out when you stop walking. Just go through this gate and straight ahead. There's a small marker cairn here. Path looks like it goes up to the right. ATV track continues along and then round. The path naturally bends off to the left, leaving the sort of centre of that ridge. Going to head down here. You don't descend too much, you sort of traverse across, join that ridge on the other side, cross the stream. I'm roughly 5 kilometres into the walk. We go down and cross the stream there. You can see the path on the left hand side. It follows this stream pretty much to the end of it, up on the left hand side. It's not exactly going along the bank of the stream, but you're on the left of the stream all the way up to the end, up and over. The path continues straight ahead cuts across the ridge you can see on the horizon on the right hand side. Not as high up as the cloud. It's also not at the lowest point on the Bhràigh, just a little bit on the right hand shoulder. This path has been easy to follow, good path, some of it a little bit wetter but nothing bad. Just keep following it on. The path is going to start bending round a little bit to the right, and we're going up the left hand side of the valley ahead. There's a very small cairn to mark where you cross the stream here, just before this larger body of water. Follow the path on the left. If you like to wild camp, get a nice spot up here. This is a wonderfully remote part of Scotland, and amazing views, and they're only going to get better the further up we go. You can see the path ahead. It's going to rise up and join the horizon about the centre of the frame, and from there it's a little bit flat for a while and eventually it'll bend round to the left. Somebody's turned the heating on as well. The sun's come out. Up to this point, the path has been very clear and obvious. You can see there's a little cairn just behind me. Clear path. From here you want to head directly east. I can make out signs of a path ahead. It's a little bit vague, possibly some cairns. We're going to go for about 1 kilometre east and then head northeast. And we're going round a craggy ridge on the left. And a little bit ahead we should see a small lock-in on our left as well. So as long as we're to the right hand side of that, we're going in the right direction. There's the tiny little lock-in I mentioned. This path is better now than it was in the last little clip. It's going to descend down and go round the left above a sort of corrie. So there'll be a steep drop on the left. Coming across that rocky section, it's easy to lose sight of the path. I was going a little bit high. It goes across here just a little bit lower down on the right. There's a cairn here and then one further along. This would be quite difficult to navigate in cloud. The path is no longer clear and obvious. What I am looking for is two little lock-ins that we're going to walk in between, just over the edge ahead. The path goes between this, which is very dried up, it shows on the map as a body of water, and this long slither of water. So if you're going along this bit, you're right on the path at this point. It is difficult to follow. I can see the path directly ahead on the opposite side, but it's not a good idea to try and cut the corner. I need to go around a little bit to the right and follow the path that I can see down there. Just past that little cairn, and you've got a little barn here. On the map it looks like there's only one more little stream we're going to cross between here and the summit, so I'm going to have a drink here. I don't need to carry too much, I've got some juice as well. About 2.5 kilometres to the summit. Just keep heading directly towards those crags now. I can see the path ahead, and then we'll follow up. It goes around to the right a little bit. Looking back in the direction that I came from, there is a clear path near the edge of this quarry. See the path going up there, so I should be able to follow that up a bit and head on round to the left above these crags. I mentioned a moment ago there was a second stream where you might be able to fill it with water. Yeah, it's not really got much flow to it at all. This stream is not on the map, probably goes into that waterfall, so you can get some more water further up. Sun's just burning off the last of the haze. Going to be up above the cloud in a moment. Not the easiest of paths to follow. Sometimes there's signs of wear and it just fades away. I can see a bit of a path ahead. As long as you're heading uphill in a sort of northwest direction, can't really go wrong. I'm currently heading up to this little top here, according to the Walk Highlands website. If you go a little bit further north, you get excellent views across to the west. And there you can now see the summit of Seana Bhràigh. Just a little cairn at the top, that little high point over there. So I'll go up here and then bend off to the left. Looks like it'd be a nice day to be in Anchellach with the inversion below it. Can't see the quarry, filled in with cloud. not much point going further down, it's just going to be going into the cloud. So I'm going to bend off to the left. You can see the path down there, it's quite clear. It just takes you up that little steep section to the summit. I'm at the summit of Seana Bhràigh. Oh my god. I'm at the summit of Seana Bhràigh. Don't look over the edge. There is a windbreak here, but the highest point seems to be that little rock. You can see Carnival and Benmore Ascent over there. Then the ridge of Anchellach. And the big lump is Ben Bhràigh. You can even make out the wall that runs across near the summit. And just behind that on the right is the Phanex. Can't be exactly sure which ones I can see. Another Brocken Spectre. I mean, that is a sheer drop. Extreme exposure here. Yeah, you don't want to be here when there's a strong gust. It's taken me just over 4 hours to get here. The route back is pretty much the same way as getting here. You head southeast, down to the Bíleach, and then this time just cut across. I'm not going to go too low. There was a path and I could see it from here about halfway across. So just cut across, skip out that first top that I went up to, and then follow the path all the way back out. Just incredible views up here. I wondered if I would be the only person doing this walk today, but there's somebody over another top. Had my lunch. A real shame to be leaving, but if I hang around too long my legs are going to stiffen up. Clouds clearing up. It's such a big drop down there. Actually, I'll go over to that little top there to get a view before I leave. I think you get a better perspective of just how sheer that drop is from around about here. I mean, it's pretty much vertical. So I'll go back over the top and then start making my way back. I'm going to continue to follow this faint path round the right hand side of the rocky section, and then you can see it cuts across to the left and then up and then across that hillside over there. You can't go too low because you'll just have to climb up and around that rocky section further ahead, and it's easier to walk on the grass than it is across rocks. This whole section is quite wet. I'm keeping a little bit to the left, just make my way around, hopefully pick up in the path I came up earlier on. Just aiming sort of straight ahead at the moment, not too close to the edge. It's taken between 30 and 40 minutes to get back here. I didn't really pay attention to when I left the summit. There's a really nice breeze just on the edge of this corrie. There is a clear path going along the edge. Just ahead, I'm going to go off to the left. That craggy ridge line there. Need to go up on the left hand side of that where I descended, then you just go up and over, and from there on I think a little bit more of an ascent up to the highest point on the return, and then it's all downhill. Directly ahead there's a little cairn on the ridgeline, and that's just to the left of where we want to go up. There seem to be enough little rock markers dotted along this line that helped you to navigate. You can see one ahead over there. Looking back, at this point the path now starts to bend a little bit to the right. There is another marker on that rock there, so we just head that way. That's the hardest part of the walk done. On a clear day like today, it's not difficult. In cloud, with poor visibility, yeah, that could be quite a challenge. With a GPS, then you should be okay, but they don't always work in thick cloud. So from here, just head straight across, heading west. The path is a little bit faint at times, but I'll pick it up at the other side of the moor over there, and from there on back it's a clear and obvious path. You have a nice view of Anchellach as you're descending down here. When I cross over this stream on the left, I'll get some more water. It's not too hot, but definitely need your sunblock. Had a nice rest, rehydrated. It's a good little stream this. Looked at the map, I estimate it's about 7 kilometres walk from here back to the car park. It is pretty much all downhill, a slight little uphill incline at one point and a clear path to follow. The track splits here. We go down the left hand side. I'm fairly sure the ATV track joins it up just a little bit further down. All the clouds is cleared up from this morning. I'm back down at the main forestry road, so when you join this you just follow it out on the right hand side and then just follow this road straight back to the car park. day like today, walking through the woods back to the car park with the shade is very, very nice. Won't be long until I'm at the car park. I think it's just a gate to go through. It might just be around the corner. You can start to hear the traffic. Thank you for watching. Car park looks pretty full. You can see that the transporter vans can fit underneath that height barrier, but anything bigger than that you're not going to get in there. Looks like there's about 3 or 4 vans parked just on the side of the road where I parked. Stunning views at the end of that walk. Well worthwhile. Look forward to showing you more in the next one. Bye for now.